All right. And the last thing, I started on Twitter a couple of months back, and I'm learning how to use the platform. And one of the things you'll see if you use Twitter is you can put a thread together where you string multiple tweets together, and when you go there, you can just grab that link and then paste it into other tweets that you do, and that entire thread will be something the person can see there. And so one thing I like to do is go to the whitehouse.gov, which is where we get the Donald Trump misinformation campaign is starts right there. He also has his own one, but the whitehouse.gov, they issue all this propaganda. And so I counter it. Sometimes I throw this stuff out there, but there's a tweet. I've put together some of these. One of them's it gives you a list of slides that talk about why the economy does better under Democrats. There's one that has some of the slides I used here on the African Americans and whites. And then there's one that I did that has sort of 10 or 12 slides from this presentation for the May period. This is our June presentation, but it's from the May statistics. I didn't actually. I'm looking at my version of this thing. You don't have that last one. I'll give you guys a link for that in our next meeting. I'll always give you we'll give you the latest tweet storm that has some of our greatest hit slides, so you can share it on Twitter. But you can always just grab these and drop it into Twitter, or you can put them anywhere you want, and people can click it. And if they have Twitter, they can see a bunch of slides show up, and they can just click right down the list of slides. So you got another tool that you can use to spread the word. If you don't want to cut and paste one of these slides one at a time, you can grab a string of them. And I'll be working on building out more of these strings over time. And when I do, I'll share them with you guys on here. So let's open it up. Any other questions, comments?
Yeah, David, what's your handle so we can follow you?
I'll get that to you. It's just my name. Can you see this Twitter screen?
Yes, we can see Spock.
Yeah, got Spock. Excellent. So there's me, and this tweet that is pinned here is the one about the Democrats doing better. And so all you have to do if you're here is just click on this anywhere in this box, pretty much. And what you'll see is the first slide, and I've got articles linked to the article if you want. But there's one, and this you'll see on Twitter, it gives you a / like one of X. And then this one says GDP's better under Democrats. And then right below it is the stock market's better under Democrats. And then there's how Obama is way ahead of Trump in terms of the stock market through year 3. And here's another one that's even more recent, where Obama was up 75 and Trump was at 0 when the market cratered. This is a CNN article that they update from time to time. So you could click on that blue there and jump right to the CNN article. I've got one here. You've seen this slide and this is a month old, so it just shows the drop in April. It hasn't started. This one doesn't show it coming back at all. But you see this slide, and it shows that the Clinton, Reagan, Carter, Obama, I mean, the top 3 of the 4 job-creating presidents in terms of percent cumulative return were Democrats. I mean, it's not really close. This is the study. If you really want to dig in, the articles come from this study by Alan Blinder and Mark Watson, who are 2 very well-known economists, Blinder in particular. And it's this one's a big PDF, but it's got but it's written in, you can skip the heavy math sections. I mean, you can get the conclusions pretty easily. But I've got Carl's favorite concept here. Hopefully I got it right, which is that the unemployment rate has gone up under every Republican president except in Reagan's second term, and it's gotten better under every Democratic president except Carter, where it was the same. And I've got this graph there that kind of shows it. You can see it visually. So the unemployment rate is better under Democrats. And then there's this great one where Trump admits that the Democrats do better on the economy. This is from 2004, where he says, Democrats are better on the economy. And Trump, Wolf Blitzer is interviewing him, and Wolf tries to talk him out of it. He's like, it wasn't better under Carter, in which he's actually wrong about, because as Carl will tell you, other than inflation, things were pretty darn good. Deficit was low, growth was good, job creation was amazing under Carter. I mean, there was a lot of variables that were in great shape under Carter. So, but Wolf tries to talk him out of it, and Trump's like, no, he's very polite. He's like, no, Democrats are better on the economy. And then there's the Democrats actually, the Joint Economic Committee, which was of the, where was it? I'm having trouble seeing that little teeny tiny blue thing, so let me hit this real quick. Democrats do better. This is a percent, like an annual percent increase in the job growth. So it's not the cumulative amount, it's like an annual average of how fast does the job number grow. Also better under Democrats. But this Joint Economic Committee slide here, which I linked, you can get to, and it kind of summarized that study that Alan Blinder and Watson did that covers this. So that's the thread. And so when you use the link that I gave you in the presentation, or if you're here, you just have to grab, all you do is you grab that, sorry, you grab this, this link here, you grab this, this link and you just drop it into whatever you're doing. And they can just click it and they'll show up right here. So you can use it liberally, sprinkle it everywhere. And I appreciate the notoriety, but it's get it out there and you can always bounce to, if you don't want to share the thread, you can grab this article. Like here's The Economist. Let me go there for a second. And The Economist article, it's coming up, takes a second. But The Economist article has, they've got the graphs, they got the history here. They got some good stuff from Bill Clinton. This quote is a great one. In those 52 years, our private economy has produced 66 million jobs. Republicans, 24 million. Democrats, 42 million. So we're killing the Republicans in terms of job creation under our president. So this is a nice summary article, which is why I put it at the top. If you don't want to share the thread, you can grab some of these links that are in here. These blue links are the articles, and you can share those individually to your heart's content. But this thread sort of captures it. So whenever I feel like I need to share that, I just grab it and I drop it into other tweets wherever I want to put them. Any questions? And I'll show you how easy it is just for fun. I'm going to grab this one, which is this, and let's go look at what propaganda Trump has been up to. Let's look at whitehouse.gov. And we'll see what he's been saying. And we'll see if any one of these is even remotely appropriate to drop this in. So that one's about police, renewing our communities, jobs, and I could do something like, I'll just do it just for yucks, but it's, can't wait to have Democrats back in charge to really get the job growth going, and drop that in there. And then when you look at it, you'll see it. There it is. So you can spread this very easily, and it's if people like it, if they find it interesting, they'll share it to their friends, and then they share it to their friends. Sometimes where I put these things, people see it and I get 20, 30 retweets, which means a lot of people are seeing it, or sometimes I don't get very many. It just depends on if I get in earlier or how on topic that subject is, or what it is. But it's that easy to spread the word. So hopefully that helps you guys.
Well, as Alan Blinder told us, Democrats are just really lucky to be in office when they're in office. They just happen to be consistently lucky.
Right. Where it's all about luck. Yeah, what Blinder says is interesting when he does the study, and just what Carl said. They were having a really tough time trying to lock it down to a particular policy thing that Democrats do that would cause all these things. They didn't say, it's attached to this program by this president and somehow the jobs spiked, and they said, this program did it. It seems like they were having trouble tying it to a particular policy. But this idea, if you see polls, when you look at polls of which party do Americans trust more with the economy or think the economy does better, overwhelmingly they will say Republicans. And we got to get in front of that and spread the word. And you got at least some tools to do that here.
Well, the problem is that too many people believe the Republican minds that the way to grow the economy is to cut taxes and cut regulations. And obviously Democrats don't do that, but the economy still grows better under Democrats, so they have to be lucky.
That's right. But yeah, the blinder study is very interesting when you read the conclusions. But the link is in that thread. And if you use Twitter, you got a couple of tools. And if let me know or let Carl know or email me. You got my email. If there's a thread that would help you in an argument you're having, let me know. And I can do. I'll probably use it elsewhere. I can guarantee you. And I want to do one income inequality. I haven't done it yet. It's on my list of things to put together, and I can share that wherever. There's a lot of really good people out on Twitter that are doing a good job with COVID. And if you're following the COVID stuff on Twitter, you'll find them pretty quick. If you need a name, let me know and I'll tell you who they are. But there's like 2 or 3 people that I follow just because their COVID information is that interesting. They're really on top of it and they have some nice slides that they share. All right. So anything else? Any other subjects, Carl or Bill, Susan? Sarah?
Well, again, we're going to get a Illinois lawmaker to talk about the budget next month.